Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Sorry there was some delay in making this video. Hope everyone went through previous videos and got some idea whatever we discussed earlier. So what was our last session? It was about merging and rebasing. Hope you went through that. And just quick quick recap, like what are the things in Git. So we have seen four working areas, four kind of stages in this process. One is like working area, second one is staging area, third one is local repository, and ultimately we are having remote repository. Correct. So as of now, whatever the task, whatever the activities we performed, that we performed on either like we have performed on staging area, working area, and local repository. We have not done anything regarding remote repository. Correct. So we have done git init, we have done git add, which adds files from working area to staging. We have done git commit, which moves file from staging to local repository. But we didn't see anything about remote repository, how to move this code to remote repository, or how to get the code from remote repository to your local. Right. So what actually we have to do, whenever there are some 2 to 3 teams are working on one project, what they will do, once they're done with the coding, they will push their code from their local to remote repository. So where entire code will be consolidated or merged, we can say it will be like combined for one project. Okay, so that one point. And whenever some new guy joins us our team, so he has to get the data. So he cannot go to all these previous developers and he cannot ask them the code, right? So he has to get the code, but not from the developers. How he can do that? He can just get that code from remote repository, because all these developers, whatever they have done the work, that has been pushed to remote repository. So if we get that from remote repository, that new joiner also will be having entire code. Correct. So let us see these 2 points today. So before that, actually in first session, whenever we started Git, I told you to have an account in GitHub. Hope you have it. You got it. No, GitHub. Just this is the official website. Just go here. It's quite simple one. Just you give your credentials, your email ID, your username. Just create with one password. That's it. Okay. So once you log in into the GitHub, you can see this plus mark. This is called just to add repository. Why new repository? Because see, let's say credit card department is working, debit card department is working. Okay, but for what they are working for ABCD branch, sorry, ABCD bank project. Okay, let's say they are working for ABCD bank project. Okay, so what this is the repository where credit card department and debit card department, they will push their code. Okay, so I am just keeping it as public. So on your requirement, you can keep it as private as well. So just click on create repository. Okay, so what I will do, so let us create a new folder here for this activity. Let's say what we can say, remote, as this is about remote repository. I am just keeping it as remote. Okay, double click, right click, git bash. So where we are at E directory and remote. Just give ls-a. We don't have git in it because this is new directory. We don't have .git because this is new directory. So just do git init. Just give ls-a. Sorry, ls-a. You got .git. So .git, as I told you, this is the mandatory thing you have to do whenever you create new directory. See, before doing this git init, I don't have master beside this, right? So once I do git init, I got master. You got this. Okay. So now let us see. Now I am just creating files called ABC. Let's say okay. Just I'm adding some data. Let's say VIA. Just adding some data, some random data. Just saving this file. Now you can see cat a, so you can see this data. Okay, so now what I am just doing, git add a, git commit -m a. Okay, what I have done, I have just added to staging, I have just committed to the local repository. So this part we are familiar of. Correct. Just check git status, still BCR untracked. A is committed, so that it's not showing anything here. Okay, now what I will do, I have to push this code from my local to remote repository. For that, first of all, you should establish a relation, like a communication between these two, remote and local. So just add this command, git remote add origin and this URL, just paste it, enter. Okay, now what you have to do, now you have to push this. So for that you have to push this command to local to remote. So for that, git push -u origin master. So master to origin. So as I said, in new releases, it will be like main instead of master. It is being like main. So you can use that main also if you are at main branch. Okay, if you are in master, you can use master. So just give enter. Just give enter. See, whenever you do it for the first time, it may ask you for credentials, or a pop-up can be popped up, and it will ask you to just acknowledge that. So you can do that point. Okay, so now I've just pushed it to abcd.git. Okay, so what it is it is telling total 3, sorry, content counting object 100%, 3 by 3 done. Okay, so let me just refresh it. You got only one file, but we are having ABC, right? We are having ABC, but we got only one file, because we have added only A file to local repository. We have not added B and C to local repository, correct? So we have not added A and B to local repository. See, if you look at git status, is that git status? See, B and C, again still they are in untracked stage, working directory. Let us add these two. Git add. I am just adding these two at a time. Git add. Git commit -m, some random message, enter. Next, git push -u origin master. Do this. Okay, just refresh it. Now you got ABCD as well. See, this is now whatever the message we have written. So here you can see that data also. If you do A, see, you have this data, and if you go to B, we have not written any data under B. See, there is no data. So this is how we have to push the code from local repository to remote repository. Hope you understood. Okay, so this is fine. Now what is the second scenario what we discussed about? The second scenario is we have to get the code from remote repository to local repository. So first thing was moving the code from local to remote. For that we have used push. So now we have to get the code from remote repository to local repository. Okay, so for that actually we have three processes. One is clone, one is fetch, one is pull. Clone, fetch and pull. So in generally all these meaning for these three words is very similar, like clone, fetch and pull. In generally, leave about Git and leave about DevOps, in general it is quite same. There is slight difference. Let us see the difference among these three words. What is clone? In general, clone is nothing but getting exact replica. Clone is nothing but getting exact replica. So this generally will use whenever some newcomer into the team. So if he wants entire code from remote repository to his local, in generally they will do this clone. They will use this clone command. So what does clone do? It will get entire data from remote repository to your local repository. Let us see that. See, now here I am already having ABC file. And I am not having any directory here. Okay, I am having only 3 files. I am not having any directory. So what I will do, just do git clone and just give I want to clone this let's say this repository. Just come here, copy it, paste it. Okay, so in general as in general, see, already I am having the code, so I don't need to perform this. So as I told you, whoever who is not having the data, they will perform this operation. Okay, so in general I am already having ABC, but I am just showing you to just how to clone, that's it. Okay, So once you have the code, you no need to get it from remote unless there is any code difference. Okay, so just give enter. So cloning into ABCD, just give ls. So when I have given ls before cloning, I could see only 3 files. Okay, now if I give ls after cloning, I could see ABCD directory. This ABCD is nothing but our repository. Okay, just get into that ABCD. Just get into that ABCD, give ls again. See, you could see again ABCD file, again, so ABC file. Okay, so now you are having ABC. This is what you have created. This one what you got, got from remote repository by cloning activity. So just do timestamp difference. See, now that we have created some 2-3 minutes back. Just this one we fetched just 1 minute back. Let us see ls-lrt. If you observe this timestamp, this is the very recent one. If you would have checked this one, it would have been different, because this has been created long back. 3-4 minutes back. Hope you understood the cloning. Clone is nothing but getting exact replica from remote repository to local repository. In generally, whenever first time, like someone want to get the code, entire code from remote to his local for the first time, in general they will perform cloning. Okay, hope you understood. Next utility to get the code from remote repository to local repository, that is fetch. See, fetch is nothing but this is also same, getting code from remote repository to local repository, but the difference is whenever there is code difference from local repository to remote repository or remote repository local repository, then only it will be helpful. Because see, if you want there is no data change, let's say you are having some data in A under your local, you are having same data in A file and your remote repository, then why you will fetch that? Well, once you have same data, there is no need to fetch that. Even if you clone, you can get the same data if you want to compare. But you feel that there is a difference between the data in your local and there is a difference between with the data which is on remote. So at that time you can perform git fetch activity. So git fetch will work only when the code presented on both remote and local will be different with each other. When there is mismatch with the code from remote to local, then only it will be useful to perform this fetch activity. So whenever do fetch activity, what happens? It will download a remote branch. It will download the code and it will create a remote branch. Under that remote branch we will be having the downloaded code. Okay, let us just see it. Git fetch. See, now with this ABC files we will get this directory also, ABC directory also. The reason is now it is creating the branch. As I said, when you do fetch, it will create a branch, remote branch. So as it is creating the remote branch, it will get this ABCD directory with ABC file. So what I will do, I will just simply remove that ABCD first. ABCD. So we are already under ABCD. Oh my God. Okay, rm-rf ABCD. I've just not done this. Now I'm at master. I'm just doing git fetch. Okay, so now just check ls. You could not see anything. Only you are seeing whatever the files you have, that only you are looking at ABC file. Just give ls-a. Still you are not getting anything, because as I said, we are not getting any directory here. We are getting a remote branch. Under that remote branch we are having files. When we do git cloning, we got a directory, ABCD directory we got. When we do fetch, we will get a remote branch. So to check the branch, git branch -a. See, this is the branch what we got from remote repository. Just go to that branch, git checkout that branch, enter. Okay, just do ls. See, now you have ABC file. Okay, so now there is no data difference between these two, so there is no meaning of getting all this. So what I will do, see now now just under ABC A file, I'm just opening A file. Okay, just doing an edit. Let's say this is the scenario, something like another guy has modified this A file and he has pushed this updated code. Okay, just I am adding second line. See, commit changes. See, this scenario you have to treat like, see, in very first scenario I have pushed my code, I have pushed my file with this first line code. Okay, what happened, this has been downloaded by some other guy, he has cloned that or he has fetched that, so he has taken the code from remote repository, so he has added this second line and he pushed it to remote repository. And he told me, Mahesh, I have done some changes in the code, please check, and if you feel it is validated, please merge with your code and continue your part. Now he can say that. So at that time what I have to do, I have to see what the data actually here. So I can log in here and I can see that, but that's not ideal case. So what I am doing, I am just fetching this. So see, now this file has been modified. So let's just move to git checkout master, just do cat a. See, I have only one line of code what I have pushed from my local to repository, but in remote repository what I am having code of 2 lines. So now what I will do, just git fetch, again just do git fetch, okay, done git fetch, just check the branch, git branch -a. So got this branch, git checkout the branch, do ls, just do cat here. See, you are having 2 lines of code, whereas in master you are having only 1 line of code, git checkout master cat a. See, you are having only 1 line of code. So now you are feeling like whatever the code he has written is wrong. So I want to keep my code like this only. So in that case you won't do any modifications to your code and you will just simply push it to remote repository. But you feel whatever the second line is he has added is proper one, that code has to be there. So in that case what you have to do, git merge and that branch name, okay. See what it is showing, one place, one file changed, one insertion has done. Now do cat a. See, now you have second line also. Hope you understood. So git clone is something you are getting exact replica from remote repository or local from on your directory. Fetch is something like you are getting, whenever there is a modification in data, you are getting that data from remote repository to local repository, but on local it is creating under a remote branch. So you are switching to that remote branch and you are just cross checking the data. If you feel that data is validated, what you are doing, you are going to master and you are just merging that remote branch with master, so that you will be having the entire data. Hope you understood. So this is a simple case. One more is git pull. What is that? Git pull. So git pull also something like git fetch only, but what happens, it won't create any remote repository like fetch, and it won't create any directory like clone. What it will do, let's say now again just do ls. See, in b file I don't have anything. Let's say in a file, let us do modification in a itself, cat a. See, I'm having 2 lines here. What? No, just I pushed it after that fetch command, so I felt this code is proper. Again I have done just pushed it to remote repository. So what happened, again one guy has pulled or fetched or cloned this code and he has done some modifications to the code. Okay, let's say here I am adding third line. So no, not I am, that guy. So that guy has added third line and again he pushed it to remote repository. Here you have to understand, I am just doing in sake of second guy, this whatever the modifications I am doing in the file from this remote repository, you should understand this, that some other guy has done the modification and pushed it, because I cannot show you 2 remote repositories here, right? So that's the reason I am just performing this stuff as second developer, like second guy. So what is done, the second guy has added this third line into the code. So he has again informed me, so I have added third line. Okay, so what I have done in an earlier case, I have done git fetch. Now just let me do git pull. Before that, just let us cat again. Say I am having still 2 lines. Okay, just do git pull. See, now only it is showing one file changed, one insertion, cat a. See, now you have 3 lines. Now you have 3 lines, but you're not sure whether this code is proper or not, but that code is already reflected in your file, correct? So ideally you should do fetch. Okay, so hope you understand the difference between among these 3. What clone is doing, clone is directly getting that code blindly from remote repository to your local repository under a directory. Okay, so what fetch is doing, fetch also getting the code from remote repository or local repository, but it is creating, it was saving that files under a remote branch. So you can get into that remote branch and you can just compare the data whatever you have on local and whatever you fetched from remote repository. So if you feel that is proper, that whatever the fetched we are from remote is proper, you can merge it. If you feel that is not proper, you can just continue with your own code. What is third case? Git pull. Git pull also something like whenever there is a modification from modification in the code from remote to local, then only it is getting the code from what we can say from remote repository to local repository. But what it is doing, it is directly modifying the file and master itself. It is directly modifying the file and master itself, but in fetch it is not modifying on directly on master. It is storing somewhere and it is asking you to cross check. If you feel it is fine, you just merge it. That is happening with fetch, but in pull it's not happening. Directly the modifications are reflecting on master itself. So in this case, again it is very hard to retrieve your data. You can, but it's very hard to. So ideally fetch will be the ideal command to get the data from remote repository to your local repository. Okay, hope you understood this topic. Just practice it. If you have any doubts, just let me know. Okay guys, thank you.